Hi everyone, it's Shakti Durga, and welcome to this episode of the Soul Talk podcast. Each episode is going to feature some of the highlights from live trainings, retreats, online classes, and presentations that I've done around the world. If you find value in it, please text the link to the podcast to a friend or share it with your networks. I look forward to connecting with you soon. Namaste. I just wanted to share a little story with you this evening. It came to my attention a few days ago that there's a scripture story from the yogic or Vedic scriptures, and it happened long, long ago and far, far away. And what it involves is a poor peasant family who, through terrible circumstances, they were forced to leave their farm. And so they loaded all their possessions up on a cart, hitched up the horse, and they all had to leave. They all had to go and live somewhere else. So the little dog was going with them, their pet dog, and because it was a very hot day, the little puppy dog decided that it would run underneath the cart. And so as the cart was rumbling along, the little dog was underneath the cart, and as the hours went by, the dog started to get really tired. And then as he started to get tired, he started to feel like it was actually him that was pulling the cart. And then he started to feel really resentful that he was the smallest of the group, that the boys and girls were bigger than him, the mum and the dad were bigger than him. Why was it him that had to pull this cart? And why was it so hard? And it was hot and it was dusty, and he was over it. Anyway, it got to the stage where he was so exhausted that he just fell over in the dust. And to his absolute amazement, the cart continued without the dog. When I heard that story, it made me think of the way that we all take on burdens and how stressed we get and how pressured we get and how we feel like unless we're going to actually carry everything, then it's not going to keep moving. And that if we're ill, we still have to go and soldier on, and we don't have time to look after ourselves. We just imagine that without us, the whole world's going to stop. So it really made an impression on me when I read this story this week, and I thought, wow, how many times have I got caught in that drama? And the interesting thing can be that when you're on a spiritual path and you feel like this is your mission, this is what you're meant to do, this is a calling from in your heart, it's more than a vocation, more than a career, it's a vocation. And so you can feel a bit guilty about that you're working so hard and you feel like that. But I think the interesting thing for me was the recognition that through this story, the realization is that it's not the higher self that's active when we feel like that. Somehow our ego is actually brought into the situation, and it's our ego that's driving at that stage. So I found it a great relief to be able to just let the cart roll on without me, and to just take a little bit of time to sort myself out, to make sure I'm getting the rest I need, to be going for walks, to be planning meals, and, to be really looking after me, finding the time for my loved ones and so forth. And I just thought in this busy time of the year, it's a really good time for us to really remember we're not pulling the cart. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely evening, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Soul Talk. I hope the podcast has served you in creating a happier and more abundant life. If you've enjoyed the podcast, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on your favourite podcast app. If you'd like to connect with me, head over to shaktidurga.com.